here if you don't like the snow and the cold weather. But I did everything we're taught to do, went to school, got good grades, went to a pretty good college, and I was taught to do that because coming out of school, the expectation was that I would be able to get a good job and have that company kind of take care of me for the rest of my life. And I learned shortly after that process that that was a great plan if you're born before 1930. If you're born after 1930, according to Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, you need to take control of your own financial future. And in my case, I actually got my first job working for a local human services agency here in Rochester. I thought that would allow me to do good and do well, do good for the community while I did well personally. And my optimism lasted until the time I got my first paycheck. And that's when I realized that there is a significant difference between your salary and what you take home. And like many people, I ended up with more month left at the end of the money. And so I added, of course, some consumer debt. Anytime a 21-year-old gets given a credit card, that's typically what happens. And then I looked around me and I saw that my colleagues were in the same circumstances, except they were older and had families to support. So I knew that to get something different, I had to do something different. I began to study success, and I found that self-made millionaires, by and large, were business owners. In fact, 9 out of 10 self-made millionaires got that way by owning a business when you separate out athletes and entertainers. And so I studied business ownership, found that it was described as the new American dream, but there were barriers that kept people from acting upon their desire to start a business, namely time, money, knowledge, and risk. And those barriers, in fact, kept me from starting a business as well. And so fast forward a few years later, I was still working at that agency, was approached by a colleague about an opportunity she wanted me to take a look at. I went out to tell her simply why she shouldn't do it. However, I saw enough to get started with that business, and over the next 8 years, made an income that could have supported me full-time while I was working part-time. And that was my introduction to director network marketing. I now believe it's the greatest industry in the world. I'll talk about that in a moment. But in 2001, I was introduced to some gentlemen who had just started a company, and I made a decision to partner with them. At the time, I was in local government here in Rochester at a pretty high level, was considering staying in that arena, potentially even running for mayor. And I decided to step away, affiliate with these individuals, and we took that company, which at that time had virtually no sales, and grew it to a company that did more than $120 million at its height. And I've been everything in this industry, from a struggling representative to a top earner to a corporate executive and ultimately an owner and CEO. And that was in that opportunity that I just spoke about. And a few years back, I had made a decision to step away from that company. I sold my ownership, was looking for my next project. And because I had just been a CEO, I had a fair number of contacts in the industry. And most of what was being shared with me was opportunities that would have kept me on the corporate side of the industry. And then I was asked to take a look at World Global Network. I went out simply out of respect for the person who invited me. However, I saw enough in that meeting with our CEO, Fabio Galdi, to choose to get started. And that was in February of 2017. And in the intervening 18, 19 months or so, we've had some great success, but we are on the verge of some very, very significant product releases as well as process enhancements that I believe are going to explode this company. So you are invited to take a look at this opportunity by a person who believes that you could do something with it. And I said earlier, I believe this is the greatest industry in the world. The reason I say that is because it's the only industry where increasing your standard of living doesn't require decreasing your quality of life. If you want to make more money here, you typically can take some action and then eventually have more time to go with your money. That's truly powerful. And as we go through this information, what I'd like you to consider are your goals and dreams. World Global is simply a vehicle to help you get from where you are to where you want to go. So let's get right into the information. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so the first thing the company asks us to do is to play an income disclosure notice, and I'd like to do that right now.
Practicality dictates that everyone's results will vary, as we are all unique and different. Basically, it takes hard work to make a substantial income in this business. Some people will make no money at all. The earnings of a World Global Network partner will be 100% dependent upon their skills, work effort, commitment, leadership capabilities, and also market conditions. Common sense would suggest that in most opportunities, one would find exceptional individuals performing well above average, while others perform under the average. World Global Network does not guarantee any level of income or your success. The average participant in World Global Network earns less than $500 per year. This does not account for any business expenses that one might incur while building the business. To see our full income disclosure, please visit our website at www.worldgn.com.
Now, World is unique because they ask us to play that so that you know that your success or lack thereof will largely depend upon you. As independent representatives, we want you to know that there is a step-by-step process that can produce success if you follow it, and we'll go over that in just a moment. But before we get to that, I want to really get into the heart of our presentation. First, as I indicated, this is a vehicle that will allow you to have true time freedom, time and money together. And if you look at the individuals who've been able to do that, typically they got in front of significant trends. One of the biggest of late has been the trend towards smart technology. Phones became smartphones, TVs became smart TVs. We now even have cars becoming smart cars. They drive themselves. And if you look at wealth creation, not only the individuals who created this technology, but those who created services around the technology have been able to build wealth. Well, until now, probably the most important industry or arena has yet to be smart, and that is your health. So we in World are very pleased to introduce what we call Smart Life Solutions. This truly is allowing you to create optimal health through the power of technology.
Scientists, researchers, and doctors from all over the world agree that our modern lifestyle, bad eating habits, and stressful routines are among the leading causes of the most common chronic diseases today. Heart disease, diabetes, obesity, premature aging, anxiety, and depression, poor nutrition, atmospheric and electromagnetic pollution, and the rarity of physical activity also add to the decay of our health. This makes it easier for the onset of these diseases. Embracing a diet, healthier behaviors, and abandoning bad habits could prevent or reduce the risk of these diseases. Physical activity and smarter choices counteract almost all of our health problems. But the reality is that despite we give it our best effort, like changing our eating habits, exercising, and introducing dietary supplements and medication, we still rarely feel long-lasting satisfaction. How many times did you try any combination of these and barely felt the results? Generic nutritional solutions work on less than 25% of their users, with the results progressively decreasing in effectiveness and most having only superficial improvements. Truth is, every single one of us is different, down to our genetic core. Not just our genes, but we all have different lifestyles, environments, and daily routines. So, how can we expect a generic solution to work for everyone? The solution lies in treating everybody as a unique individual. World Global Network, investing in cooperation with World Technology Core and Xfinity Lab, have developed a cutting-edge, tech-based solution that finally addresses all of these challenges. WGN introduces Smart Life Solution with patent-pending sensor technology, advanced genetic profile analysis, and artificial intelligence combined seamlessly for the first time into this revolutionary personalized solution. Smart Life Solution helps to improve your quality of life drastically. promotes healthier and longer lives, and increases disease risk prevention. A tangible, visible solution that, above all, is measurable by the people who adopt it. Through our latest generation Hilo smart bands with our clinical grade sensors and advanced genetic profiling, we unlock your ultimate personalized health and wellness profile. Our sophisticated artificial intelligence platform, Oracle, analyzes and produces detailed reports from your body's data, which maximizes your chances for success and gives you increasingly better results. Oracle tracks the consequences of conditions of our environment and changes in our lifestyle. Finally, a solution able to read all the data our body radiates. Having continuous access to your health and wellness profile allows Smart Life Solution to personalize nutrition, fitness, tailor-made results with a supplement plan explicitly designed for you as a unique person. Oracle's personalized reports contain actionable plans to improve your health with precise indications on how to manage your nutritional intake, what dietary deficiencies to compensate for, which foods or elements to avoid. Oracle produces a NutriPack, a personalized necessary dose dispenser with your unique needs. Has a 30-day supplement pack that Oracle adapts on a month-to-month basis. Because one size does not fit all. We base our solution on your personal genetic profile and lifestyle. We are creating the best chance of success. Invest in yourself and make the smart choice today. Choose our Smart Life Solutions today for $9.90 per month and an activation fee. Receive our life sensing technology wearable devices and start feeling great and building a better self. Make the most cost-effective lifestyle changes. Extend your life by living healthier and preventing risk of chronic diseases. Achieve and maintain a healthy weight. Look and feel your best. Finally, a breakthrough technology that helps you live a healthier, longer life with disease risk prevention. Smart Life Solution, a smarter way to get healthy.
I always get excited when I see that video, and not just because of that hamburger in the beginning. I actually feel bad for thinking that looks good, but more so because of the power of our technology. And if you want to know what makes World unique, it's what you see on the screen here. Having the ability to take state-of-the-art technology, combine it with DNA analysis and artificial intelligence, and ultimately suggest customized solutions. So let's look at each of these areas. The first thing to understand is wearable tech is a huge market, huge, getting even bigger. You can see here some of the leading business publications in the world are projecting not only that the market currently is tens of billions of dollars, but it will as much double in size over the next few years. And World is uniquely positioned. We have two devices, our Hilo LX Plus and the groundbreaking Hilo Extends. Let's talk about each of them. First of all, the LX Plus is a wearable device. You can see it right here on my wrist. Looks very stylish, but it's also very powerful. The average wearable will count your calories, maybe your steps, your heart rate. We do all of those and go a fair amount beyond. We do your breath rate, your mood, your energy level, sleep quality. We also can take blood oxygen, your blood pressure, and an EKG, and measure those and other vitals in other individuals through our Guardian function. It's clinical grade sensors, and all of this is just the beginning because we have an open platform, which simply means that third-party developers can make apps for the Hilo. And I liken that to the beginning of the smartphone. Apple, with the iPhone being first, it wasn't a very good phone, but by the end of the first year, there were 800 apps that people became passionate about. And today, Apple and also Google dominate the smartphone market, largely because there are more than 2 million apps for the platform. Well, we are doing that same thing here with the Hilo, and the great thing is, while I, and probably you, am a simple consumer in the smartphone arena, here I'm a producer. Because of my affiliation with World, I'm able to get paid when people use the technology. We have award-winning technology. We've been ranked the #1 product in direct selling for 2017, featured on local, regional, and national publications and news stories. We also were a featured product at the last 2 consumer electronics shows, the largest technology show in the world. But as much as I could say about the Hilo and our technology, I believe a video is worth 1,000 words. So take a look at this.
This is the Hilo. Now, this is amazing. It feels like it's a watch, but it's actually not a watch. But you're wearing it. It's a band that you're wearing. But this isn't like any other band. This thing is very smart and intelligent. It is reading everything, like the heart rate, breathing rate. It does EKG, blood pressure. All of these things you can actually check right from your wrist. So let's check. Producer put this on me an hour and a half ago to get some vitals. Yeah, and so a little on edge. We saw that you were doing about 591 steps. Okay. That you have normal energy and that you're in a calm mood. It also says drink a margarita. That's amazing. Look at the technology there. So as you can see there, you have all the different things that you can measure. But what's also great about this is that you can check in with your family no matter where they are to see how they're doing. And if you wanted to run a measurement really quick, like the heart check, you can actually see. Wow, that's actual EKG. It's actually EKG showing that right now. What's really good about this is that you can set notifications for family and friends and loved ones that if they're away and it drops, their vital signs drop, you can get notified on your phone. That's a great thing. The vital signs have dropped. That's a great thing to have. What is that called? Hilo. Hilo. Yes, very cool.
So yes, that is the Today Show. That was Carson Daly wearing the Hilo and talking about it in very positive terms. And again, this is just the beginning for our Hilo platform and technology. And as big as the Hilo is, we have something that I think is equally significant. First thing to understand is that with all of the technology we've been talking about, state-of-the-art for those who need to monitor their blood sugar level is basically to take a pin, prick your finger, and measure the sugar level in that blood. And there are nearly 500 million people in the world who need to do that just because of one disease. That doesn't count all of the other reasons that someone would measure blood sugar. So this is certainly something that is significant and something that deserves a better solution. And we in World believe that we have it. We are introducing the first non-invasive sugar trend monitoring system. It's called the Hilo Extends. And as it suggests, it's simply something you put on your finger, it attaches to a smartphone, and it gives you a similar reading to pricking your finger or having something embedded under your skin would do. So this is very compelling. There's tremendous excitement about this. I believe that my Hilo Extends is already on the way to me. Mass production is in process. We should be shipping these out within the next few weeks. And it's such a compelling product that we can create very simple but effective marketing messages like this one. Now, you don't need to say much more when you see that. Certainly for those who need to or simply want to measure their sugar level, that is very effective. And the relevance is that I have been a part of a business that was first to market with something, and that was video telephony. So before there was FaceTime and before even Skype, there was our then small company and a few others marketing a video phone where you could see the people you're calling. Now, in our case, we weren't the only ones to have a video phone. We weren't even the only company marketing for the company that actually manufactured the video phone, yet we were able to explode the growth of our company with it because it captured people's imagination. Well, this is a much bigger market. It's a much more important need, and we're the only ones to have this non-invasive technology right now. So I believe that this company, World Global Network, is absolutely on the verge of an explosion because of not only the extends, but certainly because of the power of the technology that we have. So if you take a look at, we've talked about the fact that we've got the state-of-the-art technology products that are gathering data. Then we combine that with a DNA analysis. We do it in two areas, health and wellness and drug sensitivity. And if you've ever been a person who feels like you eat well, you exercise, you take supplements, but you don't necessarily feel or look your best, that's probably because what you're doing is not optimized to you. It's not one size fits all. You might see others who put in less effort but get better results. That's probably because what they are doing is more in keeping with who they are genetically. So we have health and wellness, an analysis that will help you to look at your sleep, your eating, your exercise, your supplementation, all of these things to help you live the optimal life. And similarly, we also do drug sensitivity testing. Now, this is something where the results are sent directly to your doctor. I know of one gentleman who actually had diabetes or has it, was assuming that the way he felt was a consequence of his disease, ultimately had a drug sensitivity test and found out that the medication that had been prescribed to control his illness was creating side effects that made him feel the way he did. His medication was changed, and he described the result as life-changing. So that is how powerful a drug sensitivity test can be. We offer both, and then what we do is all of that data from both the DNA and the real-time data from the Helo and Extends is fed into artificial intelligence, and it then suggests customized products that are geared directly to you. They may be technology products like our fitness app or our lifestyle or energy apps. They also may be our newest product, the Smart Helo ID product, which actually allows you to customize your Helo so that a first responder or your doctor can see all the relevant data in one click that your Helo generates. Or they can be consumable products like our Sugar Buster product, which will be coming soon, or our nutrition supplements, which are called the Smart Life NutriPack. Now, this is something I'm very excited about. I met our CEO, Fabio Galdi, in Chicago a little bit more than a month ago, and he gave me a very small package, and he asked me to try it. He just had me pour it onto my tongue. I didn't need any water or anything like that. It tasted great, dissolved very quickly, and then he told me that that was his NutriPack. Now, the first thing to understand is this is created entirely through artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence takes the DNA analysis, takes any feedback that it has from the Helo or the Extends, and combines them into this nutrition supplement product. And there are 28 different ingredients that go into this. There's an infinite number of combinations that are possible depending upon what the AI sees. But let me give you a sense of why this is unique. There are a small number of companies also doing DNA analysis, but understand that if you had your DNA analyzed 2 years ago, let's say, you may be different now, not from a genetic standpoint, but from a lifestyle standpoint. You may have things that are impacting you that DNA analysis will not capture. So for example, let's say that your Helo detects a change in your sleep pattern. It reports that into the artificial intelligence. The artificial intelligence interprets it, as a lack of sleep, trouble sleeping. Next month, when the artificial intelligence configures your NutriPack, it'll include something to help you sleep. That is just one of the possible applications of the AI, the data from the Helo, and the DNA analysis. So this will start shipping, we expect next month. We're very excited about it. And as I indicated, we're on the verge of some major things with all of these great products coming together. Now, we do have additional products. Our BioZen is a computer chip that comes in the form of a sticker. It reduces or even eliminates the low-level radiation that electronic devices emit. And we also have germanium. Germanium's an antioxidant. You can put it in your Helo band. Number of health benefits have been reported from germanium. But all of this is the brainchild of our management team, especially Fabio Galdi. He's our CEO. I met Fabio for the first time in February of 2017, saw enough that I got started in March of 2017 with World, left everything that I was thinking about doing behind. And I saw a couple things in Fabio. I certainly saw vision, but vision for me is necessary but not sufficient. It's not enough just to be a visionary. You have to be able to make that vision a reality. I believed that Fabio would be able to do that because he's a scientist. He's the inventor of the Helo. I believed he would be able to keep the company positioned on the cutting edge, and he certainly has been able to do that. We are on our third generation of the Helo. The fourth is already fully designed, and the fifth is in design concepts already. We're on the second version of BioZen. We have the Helo Extends. We have the NutriPack and the DNA-based products. So we truly are on the cutting edge of technology in health and wellness, and that's why I believe this is just the beginning. We're a publicly traded company. We now have 11 offices around the world, but we are just getting started with the growth that we're going to see. So your question may be, how do I benefit from this beyond just being a consumer? Well, we have a simple process, and the first thing to understand is that you can become affiliated with us as a representative or business owner simply by filling out an agreement. You don't have to pay anything to do that. We certainly recommend that you become a product of the product since you'll be marketing them. And then our process is the one you see here, very simple. Acquire the product, use it, share the results, and duplicate that process. So the first thing to look at is how you get the product. There are a number of options. Two that we typically highlight are the personal pack, which is one Helo, one germanium kit, and one of our colored bands kit. You can swap out the color of the band depending upon your mood or what you're wearing. We also give you the DNA collection sample kit. So all of this gives you some savings, more than $200, but that's one Helo. Now, if you want multiple Helos, because you have people you care about, your loved ones, or because you're building a business and you want to have a little inventory so that when you get people started, you can then give them a Helo and they'll replace it when theirs come in. Well, if that's you, I suggest the Builder Pack. You can see it's 4 of everything, plus it also includes not only the DNA sample collection kit, but also the health and wellness test at no cost. That's a $250 value, so there's more than $1,200 in savings by getting the Builder Pack. You also can add a la carte options like our BioZen or certainly like our Helo Extends. All of that is up to you. But whatever product you choose, the process is the same. And all we're doing is sharing information with people who want to have, be, or do more. Now, we build 2 teams here in World. We call them your left and right team. Your first goal is to identify one person who either buys or sells product for each team, one on your left and one on your right. Now, when you do that, the first thing that will happen is you'll get paid, but the second thing that'll happen is you'll get promoted. You'll earn the position that we call team builder. And if your 2 people saw you get paid and promoted, they're going to think it's great that that happened for you, but they're going to want to do the same thing. And when they get 2 people they're going to promote the team builder, but you'll promote the team developer. Now, team developer, to be clear, is 2 who get 2, 6 people total. We have people who've done that in a matter of hours, let alone days. But despite the fact that it's simple to achieve, it's also very powerful. It's the most powerful position in our compensation plan because it truly unlocks it. You get a number of additional benefits as a team developer. You can earn a benefits package that includes a car allowance, vacations, jewelry, and also additional income streams. And one of those is called the check match. Now, the way the check match works is that anyone you've referred before becoming team developer and will refer in the future triggers a bonus to you when they get paid. And that income stream is typically their largest income stream. It's called team volume commission. You're going to earn 10% of their team volume commission. And again, anyone you refer will trigger a 10% bonus to you, but it doesn't stop there because as you advance in the compensation plan, you can get paid on more than just what you do. You also get paid on the efforts of your people. So as they build their team, you can earn up to 10% on the people on their team as well, up to 10 generations removed from you. That means a person who gets a person who gets a person all the way down 10 levels deep, you can still get paid. This can be a very, very significant income stream, and it's not the only one. Perhaps the most exciting, potentially the most lucrative, is residual in nature. Now, if you're not familiar with residual income, it's simply the ability to get paid over and over for doing something once. I used to say Elvis Presley is the best example, but about a month ago, I heard that Michael Jackson's heirs made $400 million last year because of what Michael Jackson produced. Why? Because every time something with his likeness is sold or a record of his played, they get paid. That is the true power of residual, getting paid for what you start, not just what you do. And we have residual products here in World as well. First of all, everything we've talked about up till now, the NutriPack, the Smart Helo ID product, the other products that will be coming, all of those are reoccurring income potential for you. But in addition, we have monitoring packages for our devices. So you can see you don't have to pay, but you certainly get some significant value for getting the enhanced features, including all the data storage, so that everything that the Helo gathers is stored in the cloud that you can then utilize in whatever fashion you want. For me, a real benefit is being able to go to the doctor and say, hey, don't worry about what your blood pressure machine just said. That could be inaccurate, because I get a little nervous when my blood pressure gets measured at the doctor. Instead, here's the last 2 months of my blood pressure readings. Make any judgments based upon that, not what your machine just said this morning. That's just one example for me of why this is very powerful. But the subscription packages will allow the Helo Extends, and a couple of our future products to gather all of that data, and so it provides very significant value for the end consumer and a potential residual income stream for you, because as we're going through the process we've talked about, buy, use, share, and duplicate, ultimately you can build a large and lucrative business. Now, in this example, you've shared the Helo and our story with 10 people who saw an opportunity, chose to get started. They duplicated that. They shared with 10, who shared with 10. You can see the kind of results that this can generate. Now, obviously, it's not going to happen this way in real life. Everyone is not going to get 10. Some will get none, but that can be balanced out by people like myself and others who sponsored dozens, in some cases hundreds, and that can be to your benefit if you are responsible for either presenting the information to them or referring them to it, or involving someone else who eventually involves people who involve them. That is why this can be so lucrative for you. And the key thing to understand is now is the time to get started. Now, I know that names are running through your mind. There are people that you're thinking of who may be interested. I want you to understand that your job is not to sell or convince. We don't do that. It's not even to present. Think about it. You were invited here by someone who is leveraging my expertise tonight. These presentations go on all over the company all the time. They're done by experts like me. And so you can take advantage of our expertise and build a business, because those people who you're thinking of, you can simply identify them as interested, typically by sharing a short video with them. Once you do that, we will do a full presentation, answer any questions, enroll them if they see an opportunity, and then teach them the process and implement it with them so that as their team grows, they're excited, but it's benefiting you. And that is certainly much better than waiting, having us get to them through some other means, and then them bringing the WGN opportunity to you. So certainly now is the time to position yourself in front of significant growth. I believe 2019 is going to be the year for this company. As significant as the success the company has had up to now has been, we are again on the verge of some very, very significant growth. So you can get in front of that by getting back to the person who invited you here. They will share with you exactly what you need to do next. As I said, this presentation goes on all the time. They'll tell you when our next presentation is, and I certainly look forward to seeing you back on that presentation, not as a guest, but as a representative with guests of your own. That's going to wrap up tonight's presentation. Thank you very much for your time and your attention. Have a great night, and God bless.